Thoughts on the Sneaky drama? Mm, I think Sneaky's good, and he had a bad year. I think he might have too much pride to admit that. He had a bad year. That doesn't mean he's bad. That doesn't mean he's washed up. Doesn't mean anything. It just means you can just have a bad experience for a short period of time. He's been good for like 7 years in a row, pretty much. So I don't think it's a big deal. That he didn't have his best year in season 9, but like I think it's crazy that the way they're treating him it just like feels bad. I think Sneaky's always played a ton of solo queue. He's always been pretty dedicated. I think the meme is that he's just fucking around and streaming and just not trying at all. But like he plays more solo queue than me. He's still good. He's obviously got a lot of upsides. I don't know. Like I just think it's weird the way they're treating him, the way C9 is treating him. It just feels bad, right? Like I think when that shit happens to someone that like the community loves, it just makes a bad taste in everyone's mouth for Cloud9. It's like, yeah, you had a bad year, so now you're gonna like fight for your spot, and we're just like don't want to play with you anymore. That seems kind of shitty, right? Like I think you can see it like two different ways. The one way is, wow, everyone should always fight for their spot. Competition is the best, and like it's just healthy competition. The other way to think about it is like, how are they delivering this information to him? Like it doesn't seem like they're actually supporting him for like giving him sort of any sort of like respect for sticking by Cloud9 all this time and carrying the brand. Like they don't actually give a fuck. It seems like the way they told them was just like, yeah, you sucked ass this year. Like you're gonna fight for your spot. Obviously, like I'm reading into it pretty hard, but like you can definitely see the way that he feels about it in his clips. And it seems like the way that they approached him about it is just not respectful. If Team Liquid came to me and was like, "Hey, like you didn't play amazing last year. Like you still have a lot of room to improve," I'd be like, "Yeah, I do. I mean, I think personally I played pretty well this whole year, but if they came to me and said like, we thought you played fine, but you didn't play your best, and you could be more motivated, and you could play more solo queue, so we're gonna have you compete for your spot with another AD carry," I would say, "Oh, okay. Everything you said makes sense. I'm not offended." But I think they probably didn't say things like that to Sneaky. They probably said like, your teammates don't want to play with you. If you want to play on this team, you have to earn your spot. Like you didn't deserve it. Like you don't you like nothing that you did in the last like 7 years actually mattered. That's kind of how it felt. So I don't know. I think it all depends on like the delivery, I guess. But obviously he feels a little burned, and that's shitty because he carried C9 for so long. Defending Sneaky? I mean, I meme him pretty hard, but like, let's be honest. Me, Sneaky, and Zven are the best AD carries in the region. Like, we just are. You can make arguments for, like Stixay and Cody Sun, maybe Bang, but like, we're the best, and we have a lot of respect for each other, and like, we each have our own strengths and weaknesses. We've always been good. It's just boring as fuck to just always say that everyone's good. You know how absolutely brainless and just stupid it is if every pro player in the whole league just says, "Yeah, he's great," and then like the once in a while it's like, "That guy stinks." Like, dude, that's so boring. Like, LCS is an entertainment tool, right? Like, people don't watch LCS if it's boring. People watch LCS. People care about LCS. They care about streams and people and like the personalities and the conflict and the competition because it's entertaining. If you just keep saying shit like Sneaky's great, I love him, then it's just boring. But like, obviously we have a lot of respect for each other deep down. It's just we're not gonna say it all the time. Yeah, guys, everyone's great. Exactly. I'm the clown that entertains the circus of LCS. I mean, if another AD carry comes down and shit talks me, like, the prime, I don't give a fuck. You think my feelings are gonna get hurt if someone says I'm like bad? I know exactly how good I am. I know exactly how good Sneaky and Zven are. No one needs to convince me, one way or the other, or like, and I'm sure for them, like, they feel like, oh, Doublelift, he's not that good. Like, maybe they're afraid to say something. Maybe they do think I'm better than them. I don't really know, but like, everyone should have some confidence to say something contradictory, I guess. Because if you don't, then I mean, LCS is so boring, guys. You really like think about back in the day. Scroll back a bit when it was like Hotshot Reginald, Scara, like fucking Saint Vicious. There was like personalities. Like people were out there like saying shit. Nowadays it's just so boring. Like Bjergsen doesn't tweet. He doesn't say anything ever. Probably because his team sucks. But like hasn't said anything in so long. Like everyone just puts their head down, doesn't say shit. It's just boring. Just boring, man. Boy, boy. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm a boomer, actually. But like, I wish, I actually wish people would come out and speak their mind and just like, the thing that the community does a lot of the time though is they think that like you're contradicting yourself. It's like I can say bad things about Sneaky and I can say good things, and then people like piece those two things together and they'll just say like, oh my god, dude, he doesn't make any sense. Like Doublelift he's just backpedaling. He's just like saying random things like that contradict each other. It's like, no, like I think Sneaky can be good and still have problems. No, the real problem is not the league community. I just think could be better, obviously. The funny shit is like I say something like I don't think LWX was like that great, and people are like, "Fucking Doublelift, this cocky piece of shit, thinks he's so good. Like he didn't even make it out of groups. This guy, how could he possibly be better in any universe than LWX, who played him flawlessly and had 0 deaths?" Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, I literally just said I think he didn't do anything special, which is just a hard fact of like if you literally just watch the games, there was nothing he did that was particularly great. I think I could put up a similar performance, and that's pretty reasonable. I actually didn't even realize that his teammates should talk. I had no idea. Oh my god, it's Altec. Yeah, no, exactly. The pasta in my chat is exactly what happens when you say anything. Like whenever you say anything that's not like, I have so much to improve on, guys, and I am working on bettering myself and my play. I only have the utmost respect for my opponents. It's like, oh my god, this guy is so arrogant. You know what I think it is? People who lack confidence really get triggered by people who have confidence. This is like a very edgy thing to say, but it's honestly what I think. Like, because when I didn't have confidence in myself, when I was like a fat, ugly loser virgin, which wasn't that long ago, it was like 7 or 8 years ago. Oh my god, that was scary. He almost killed the word. Like I really envied the people with confidence, because I was like, man, some people just have all the luck. I'm still a virgin, but I'm not that fat anymore. I'm still an ugly virgin though. Mr. Woodlands, welcome to the group stage. Do I think that Sneaky is gonna find another team to play on? Dank Flames Enizo, thanks for the sub and resub. I think it got announced too late. Like, I'm not sure if Sneaky wants to join another team. If he did, he didn't put in enough effort. Maybe I'm not sure. Like, I think the fact that it got announced so late, like on the first day of free agency, quote unquote, teams definitely want him. I'm not sure what he's gonna do. If I was him, I'd probably try to join another team, prove my worth. But yeah. LCS competitive ruling Cloud9. Oh my god, let's fucking go, boys! Let's fucking go! Justice. Cloud9 issued 7 players equity grants in the form of RSUs in violation of league rules. Over the course of 16 months, they issued equity through its employee stock plan to a total of 7 players. Failed to notify the league of the restricted stock units, did not acknowledge them in the contract summary sheets that were provided to the league. They're being fined 175k, that's it? Are you fucking trolling? What? How is that even, what? Okay, keep going. So they basically scammed 7 players. They scammed these 7 poor players who signed with Cloud9. And obviously, as a pro player, you have no fucking idea what you're signing yourself into. You don't know if it's legal or not. Like, you just kind of trust the org. Maybe your lawyers didn't do a thorough enough job. Like, a lot of the little kids in the league, like a lot of these like young, immature, inexperienced people are just not going to even bother with finding a lawyer, like finding an agent. You have like some sort of good faith in LCS and good faith in Cloud9. Find $175,000. This is like fucking finding Steve Jobs $1 million. They're not going to even feel this. In addition, Cloud9 shall be required to make payments to certain current foreign players with restitution for the stock grants, must negotiate with current players to extinguish existing stock grants. That's good. Independent representation in connection with these. Okay, that's good. There are no rules that prohibited LCS team owners from acting as players, or rules that prohibited players from owning a portion of the team for which they played. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because there are owners that were also players. So you could be an owner and a player, that of course. So they lied to league operations. Cool. They lied to Riot Games about it. As a result of this error, we've revised our working flow. So it was actually partly Riot's fault as well, because they didn't do a thorough enough reading of it. As part of the league's work, we should allow certain limited situations. Yeah, that makes sense because Bjergsen has ownership in TSM. The league made the determination to address RSU grants in off-season. That was a month ago. So basically, they were promised they're promised shares in the company instead of a salary, and they didn't even get paid for it. So basically, they just got scammed. The players got just scammed completely out of money. All cases, they were not incorporated or referenced as required by the rules. None were encouraged or discouraged from having representation. Most satisfied themselves through conduct. Yeah, that's exactly what happens when you're a fucking 18-year-old to 22-year-old guy who's played video games your whole life. There's a generalized belief, permissible. It would be awkward equity if it was. Yep, pretty much. Exactly. It's like why would you assume as a pro player, why would you assume that you're being offered something that's against the rules? Yeah, I see. So you're using like it's like this other player got it, which means it's okay for me to get it. Yeah, that's I'm following the logic of the pro players. Honestly, I'm on the pro player side on this one. During an interview, they did not understand that they're against the rules. The fine will be donated to a charity. How about you donate to the fucking players who got scammed? The total fine based on restitution options provided is approximately 330 to 605. Well, you can't really count the restitution as a fine when literally that's what you had initially, like, it's not a fine if you had already promised somebody that you would basically pay them in this different way than cash. It's like, I'll give you $50 in condoms and $50 in cash. Then later it's like, I get punished for it because it's against the rules, and it's like, well, I mean, those $50 in condoms, like, that's part of the fine. It's like, no, that's just part of the original deal. Dude, I feel bad. I mean, these young kids have no fucking idea what they're signing. No, LCS teams are not publicly traded. You need to go to a private equity lawyer or like private equity firm and get that shit sorted out. I'm sure it's, first off, extremely annoying. Second off, super volatile because you don't know how much you're gonna get for equity in a private company. I feel bad for the players. I have to sympathize with the players because I am a player. That's shady. That's just shady. I mean, I think it's both. Yeah, you can definitely put it on the players, but think about who has more leverage in this situation, right? Like this tens of millions of dollars valued company, or a kid who probably just got out of high school and has a few years of life experience afterwards. Like, somebody obviously just has way more knowledge, resources, experience than the other side. So it's like your responsibility to not scam. I think that's like the ethical thing to do. Obviously, it doesn't work out that way every time, but it is up to the player, though. I will say it is up to the player, and I recommend this to every player to get a fucking lawyer and make sure you don't do anything on your own. Because you're not smart enough. I'm not smart enough.